Alright, hello everyone. Welcome to something that I am calling Remembering Zombies. This is going to be a series where I talk in depth about the history of some of my favorite zombies maps, as well, I think, community favorites. Maybe not so much community favorites. We're going to try to have a little bit of everything here. Anyway, so it's going to be talking about the history, what made him so popular, what eventually led to their downfall, and overall, some, praises, gripes, maybe a few jokes here and there. Overall, we're just going to be looking back at some of the greatest and maybe some of the worst. Not worst, but we're trying to look at the good, the bad, and maybe even the ugly. Transit, I'm looking at you, you son of a bitch. Anyway, yeah, we're gonna be looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly, and we're just gonna try to have a fun time with this. So if you're interested, let's get right into it. Welcome to episode 1 of Remembering Zombies. This is a detailed analysis of Nacht, Untoten. Nostalgically, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, map ever. But that's only nostalgically. It's only the greatest map because it started everything. It started our love for zombies. But it just didn't hold up over time. Now let's get right into it and talk about why. So, Nacht, Untoten, the map that started it all. A map that got so many people into zombies. A very nostalgic map that is also a great horror experience. I mean, what makes for a better scary game of zombies than having no perks, only having access to basic weapons as there was no pack-a-punch at the time, and if you played solo, the isolating feeling, as the Smith plays described, of having no friends to help against relentless, undying, unending hordes of zombies. Now, I just want to get something out of the way. I understand that not only the Smith plays, but also Tim Hansen, whatever way you want to think about it, are doing series like this. And I know it can seem like I'm copying them, but genuinely, not only were they two people that inspired me to start my channel, but, well, two of the people. Like, there's more people, but there are two of them. They also were the people to inspire me to want to do something, do a series like this. So, whether you want to call it copying or just the fact that I was inspired by them to do this, that is up to you. But hopefully, either way you look at it, you can look past it and we can just have a classic, nostalgic conversation about Nocturne. So, anyway, let's get right back into it. But that's, cause see, that's, where the horror ends. The unending hordes of zombies with no friends. It's kind of where the horror ends. Because you begin to realize that, man, oh my god, these zombies are slow. That's a big problem with Nacht that really halts the gameplay in the early rounds. But when you get past that, you start to see Nacht as it truly is. A casual and fun survive as long as you can zombie slaughtering experience. Who can forget camping upstairs with a group of 4 for as long as you could? Until finally and eventually the zombies overwhelm you and you all go down. I've had my fair share of downs. See, that's one of the problems with Noct. You just go until you go down. Now, with all zombies maps, downing is pretty inevitable. But Nacht almost seems to force you to understand that you will go down, and there are no second chances. While that may be true of all World at War Zombies maps, Nacht feels somehow different because of the lack of perks, even though Quick Revive, well, especially Quick Revive, even though it's basically useless in World at War, Nacht just has a way of getting into your head and saying, there's nothing to save you, nobody to save you. You are going to die, and there is nothing you can do about it. Which is basically Nox's way of slapping you in the face. It strips you of every ounce of hope you get, even when you have strong weapons, even when you have the ray gun. There's just no hope. You fight to survive for as long as you can. But as with all things, it must come to an end at some point. Now, that's not to say that Nacht or Untoten is just a boring map with nothing to do but try to get high rounds. That one belongs to Shino Numa. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be here all night. But I don't know what the hell I'm doing with my life, but here we are. Listen, the point is, Nacht or Untoten, all it can be summed up as is just free real estate. Anyway, because it isn't. Listen, it's not just play me whenever you're bored. It's not a prostitute, okay? It's a zombies map, and a very artistic one at that, given how bland it is. It's not just about the high rounds. It's about having fun in the map that started it all by yourself or with friends. See, listen, even going back to World at War all these years later, I still find it a little horrifying and very creepy, eerie, haunting even. Especially when consider how you are introduced to this game mode, Nazi Zombies. A horrific title stained in blood. As you are thrown into this crazy world of zombies, you begin to realize the true horror of your situation. You're alone, you have basic, bland, bullet-firing weapons, and you will die here. I am so confident, absolutely 100% tickle my ballsack and call me Joseph confident that this map is absolutely horrifying to the core of your very existence. But I'm willing to bet that everyone who played this map back when it was released was left scared and worried that they were being chased. I'm willing to bet that some of these people ran back home after playing at a friend's house rather than walked. This map, this new mode, it shook players down to the core. They were afraid, they were terrified. Most importantly, they were left wanting more. But that's really where Nox's hype train ended. Let's face it, Nacht is a simple map. I don't want to drag it through the mud too much, though. I mean, for fuck's sake, it was the first zombies map ever. Mind the cursing. I'm sorry about that. But, yeah, it was the first ever zombies map. This had never been done in Call of Duty before this. This was a leap for not only players, but the developers, Treyarch Studios. I mean, it was a successful one, but it was a big, big risk to take. Or, I'm still gonna mention and discuss it. Even in the remakes, there's just not much new other perks and weapons. Of course, it wouldn't be a remake if it was changed a lot. At least not a faithful one. It would be a reimagined map still. It would have been nice to find a way to add Pack-a-Punch into the BO1 and BO3 versions, minus the Gobblegum and Black Ops 3. But, you know, to put it simply, man, Nacht is bland and it gets very boring very fast. There really isn't anything special about it. But there shouldn't be. Nacht was the first ever zombies map, like I've said. And it was just a simple way to introduce this new beloved mode. I mean, listen, just look at all the zombies. Just look at what zombies is now. You have so many channels dedicated to zombies. Mr. T Lexify, The Smith Plays, Noah J456, Mr. Raffle Waffles, Mr. Dalek JD, Crazy Rabbit, and Tim Hansen, just to name a few. You got Greg FPS, who I forgot about when I, started working on this. And if I'm forgetting anybody else, I'm sorry. I may be even Drifter. I don't exactly know if he's like completely zombies or not. Glitching Queen. How could I forget about her? Nacht created the zombies community. And I'm so thankful for that. Because zombies was a huge, huge part of my childhood. I could never thank Treyarch enough for starting this new mode and sparking a love within me and possibly millions of other people around the world for zombies. They took a risk and it fucking paid off big time. It paid off. And I'm gonna keep that raw. I mean, I'm gonna keep this video, the censoring, it's not gonna happen because I'm gonna try not to curse too much, but you understand what I'm saying. This map, nostalgically, one of the greatest things ever to happen to zombies. But when the nostalgia gets taken away, it's just not anything special. Nacht is boring, bland, small, bare bones, but it needed to be. It was an amazing way to start Call of Duty Zombies. So here we are now, what is it, 12 years later? 12 years later, we've gotten so many new innovations. And then, we had, that which shall not be named, Black Ops 4. I feel dirty even saying its name. Not really. Black Ops 4 got too much hate. I feel like it wasn't Treyarch's best work, but it wasn't awful. Thing is, Nacht, when you put it up against the maps today, it shines. There's nothing special. That's the only thing special about it, is it's nothing special. But why would you make the first zombies map ever something special? Why would you try to put everything you would have for the next 12 years, even though they weren't thinking about that at the time? But why would that make sense to have it in the first map? This was a risk, as I've said multiple times. I know it's getting repetitive at this point, but I just gotta make sure everyone knows this was a risk. You don't need to put everything you could possibly have in a development team, ideas, skills, any of that. You don't need to put all of it into something that started as a risk. This map is and always will be what it needed to be. Now, Die Maschine, on the other hand, for those that haven't, heard of Black Ops Cold War Zombies, y'all have been living under a rock. I'm not gonna lie. I can't lie. Y'all have just been gone. But Die Maschine is gonna do what, honestly, I feel like at least Black Ops 3, could have done a little bit of. But Die Maschine is going to take Nacht, Untoten and turn it into a masterpiece. But as for plain and simple Nacht, hey, not much you can say. You just spawn in, you see the undead slowly creep towards you, and as the realization of how you are going to be utterly ended sinks in. I mean, come on, really? You've got a plain old Colt. You kill one zombie, two more take its place, and now you're one clip down. Now, the panic starts to set in. Round after round, door after door, zombie after zombie, box hit after box hit. Nothing ever comes to fruition. You fight the inevitable for a chance to even escape. But you should all know, there is none. You will never escape. You are trapped. You are isolated. You are hunted. You are prey. You are no predator here. No matter what that box gives you, no matter what drops you get, you are doomed. But it doesn't have to be that way. See, you can try to go for as long as you want. But at the end of it all, at the end of life itself, everything dies. Everything ends. Anyway, let's talk about this map in a much better light. One that doesn't really just drown you with the facts about how horrifying this map is. Anyway, so you start out with a cold. You end up, no matter what route you take, you buy the couch, go upstairs, or you buy the help room and go, or you buy the help door, go into the box room. Hit the box, or you could get the Thompson. You could hit the box and get a random weapon, or you could pick up the headshot machine. That's a real nostalgic name for some of the Zombies players. For those of you that don't know, the Thompson had a crazy high headshot multiplayer. And you're gonna drop zombies like the Japs dropped bombs on Pearl Harbor, dog. At the end of the day, that's pretty much it. At some point, you're going to die, as I did just now. That's all Nacht is. That's all Nacht ever will be. Can't help it. And that's really why it didn't hold up as soon as Varrock came out and introduced perks and brought us the holy grail of zombies weapons, the PPSH, and then the utter failure. I wanna talk to whoever came up with it, the winner's hell. Come on, are you serious? And why is it in an insane asylum? Are you kidding me? What? Boy, unless you're planning to freeze my brains and operate on them so that maybe next time I don't go so insane when I see absolute fatty zombie ass. It has no point. It doesn't. It just gives them a flesh wound. It's so bad. But other than that, Verrucht came by and put Nacht and Untoten in the grave. However, at the end of it all, man, my final verdict for Nacht and Untoten is that I'm gonna kiss this map on the forehead out of I'm about to bust the fattest nut. My name is Swagger Nut. I will have more of these episodes rolling out, hopefully weekly. This has been Remembering Zombies. If you enjoyed this series and want to see more from me, be sure to leave a like. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. And I will see you all in the next video. Peace out, you lovely bastards.